Hello, I'm ABX ToycatA, and recently I released my first ever Minecraft Marketplace map, Ultra Hard Survival Scorched. This might seem like it's my first ever Minecraft map I made for the public, but it's actually just the first one which is widely available in the Minecraft Marketplace because I actually have been releasing Minecraft maps as early as 2012, back in the Xbox 360 edition days of Minecraft, and that seems ridiculous because there's no way to download on the 360, right? Except there actually was. It was used by a very, very small community, but there was a way to save and mod save files to basically access maps from other players, and you better believe a lot of people, myself included, did it. I've downloaded so many maps and I actually made a fair few of them, and today I wanted to go and check them out so you can see just how questionable all of them are. We're going to culminate with my very first public map ever, the one you're seeing right here, my Hunger Games map from 2012, but I'm going to show you a lot of the other things that I made in the 360 days because this is going to be a blast from the past to see how far that we've come, and we're going to start with the last map I made in the console edition days, a Halloween spooky Skywars, or we're going to start when this loading bar finishes, which it seems like it takes a long time. You know, the 360, it's fallen a long way since 2005 when this console released, and 2012 when Minecraft Xbox 360 came out. It seems like it was yesterday, but it really wasn't. And do you know what else wasn't yesterday? That's right, Halloween. So here is my spooky Skywars map. It's designed to be played with 4 players. Also, oh, I didn't realize the pumpkin has different faces depending on which way you face it from. That's a fun little detail. So this was a map I actually made with a friend of mine, and it was like the idea was like have a Skywars map we can play for Halloween, and why not make it ourselves? The whole logic of the 360 days, because downloading files was so hard, was sometimes you just had to make things for yourself, you know, like it was very hard to find like officially available things because it was such a small community, and therefore as a result we have this Skywars map. And one of the things I always made into my Skywars maps back in the day that is probably more common now but definitely wasn't at the time is asymmetry of the spawns. As you can see, not only is the pumpkin doing different faces, shocked or happy or what would you even describe this one as? Derpy, or just, you know, typical, you know, spooky pumpkin. Even, you know, like that changes based on the side, the tree changes based on that, and even stuff like the chest will have a slightly different spawn to make it different, slightly different. Each of these, you know, this slime cube, I think it is. It's probably meant to be a zombie face. I'm not sure what it is though. And the skeleton cube have different things on the inside, and even the same with up here. Like, you're gonna see very different things depending on where you are on the map, because when you're playing 4 players and you're playing the same map, you want to be able to play it repeatedly and get a slightly different experience depending on where you're spawning. I used to actually stream these maps live. It's been a blast since the last time I played this, but this is it's a very small map, admittedly. Most of the maps I made were for the sake of making videos on my channel and playing with fans, so I didn't just make this spooky Skywars, because I also made maps like this one. As you can see, this is a custom game mode I tried to make just for the fun of, you know, like, I didn't like that every map made was like Skywars or Hunger Games, so I made something called Race to the Center. Last alive wins. Break the middle obsidian. For OP gear, beds are respawn, but can be broken. This sounds a lot like Bed Wars, actually. I remember thinking when Bed Wars came out, it's a lot like my game mode. I'd be pretty sure this predates that, actually. But let's go look at the map, and let's see if, like, in reality it looks way different. So, 1v1v1 spectate. Oh, yeah. I remember, like, because there was a problem where, like, if you just let people roam the map, they try and break back in and, you know, like, play some more, which is very weird. Instead, I had to make this, like, bedrocked off area so that people could watch, but only from afar. I don't know why I made it so far they had to watch from, but I guess I did anyway. And also you can barely see, oh, there we go, that's much better. So you can kind of watch, I guess you could say. Wait, this is 2 maps in one, I just realized. That's like an entirely different thing over there, which I still remember streaming to this day, by the way, of like vivid memories of it. This was the Race to the Center. That other thing is the 1v1v1. Oh, right, yeah, there's 2 things in one place. Wow, look at me making 2 maps. Yeah, respawn as many times as beds let you. Or OP beds are respawns but can be. You know, these signs are very weirdly chosen. Like, you know, whatever. Also, you know, the bed, this is literally a war for the beds, right? You're not going to talk about it. Instead, let's look at exactly what's going on over here. As you can see, it looks like it's modeled on like prison cells. You spawn with a patch of dirt, a patch of stone, and then otherwise you've just got some quartz between you and the guy next to you. I'm assuming this was so you could break through it, but like it was harder maybe? And then you could break their bed by going left to right. But also at the same time, there were these iron doors and this glass that you could see the guy opposite you. So like you could climb up and down there. It'd be easier, but you'd be more visible. There's 6 different players. And I'm realizing now like how unfair it is on the guys in the middle because they've got 3 cellmates rather than like 2, like opposite into the side of them. But then you can see there's this one obsidian block in the center, which you could only break by making a diamond pickaxe and then spending 13 seconds or whatever it was at the time, or you could spend like 8 minutes breaking it with your fist. And if you did it, you basically won. I wanted to have like a you won when you did it, but it'd be hard to verify who did it if I didn't see that. So instead what happens is you break it, then you can get the chest. You have to get it out there first, obviously. If you don't get it out, then you know, if someone else takes it or if you split it, that's half the fun. Like, you need to be here alone when you grab that. And then when you have the diamond gear, you basically win the game. You're like the juggernaut and everyone has to try and take you down. And yeah, even then there was a little bit of challenge because if someone had, you know, like the respawn aspect, like, oh yeah, you could break your beds kind of eternally, but as soon as your bed was broken, you had no respawns, and therefore someone with respawns might be able to take you down if you had armor, if they could just try again and again and again and again. And I thought this was a beautiful idea. I actually really felt like it'd be fun to like remaster and remake some version of this to play with subscribers again in 2020. This is the game mode I remember feeling like most proud of because I made it myself, and that's probably why it objectively sucks the most. But I just think this is a fun little like prison cell game mode. You know, it's a cross between prison and Bed Wars, and also maybe a little bit of like Skywars mixed in there. I guess Bed Wars already had the Skywars. I actually like this map, but as you can see, very small scale. The idea was I built it in a day so I could play a fun game mode that evening. And although I made some changes over time, you know, this is weird. Although I did make some changes over time. Is this just stone over there? I remember I did make changes as time went onto it, but I deliberately, you know, again, I deliberately made it like an easy enough game mode to make and to play, and I really enjoyed playing this one, I remember. So, you know, maybe we should go back and play this sometime, or maybe we should just export it, or maybe I should just make a new version from scratch. Let me know what you think, internet. I also made something called Bow Games, which I genuinely don't know what that is, but I guess I tried to make even more game modes, just, again, trying to keep things fresh. Okay, so there's a bunch of bedrock pillars around here, maybe so you could do some parkour when you spawned, and there's beds over there. But oh, it's Bow Spleef, created by ToycatA, of course. Bow Games, bow-based PvP with a slight twist. You can break any glass or soul sand block. Rules: don't leave the map, and follow at @IBXToycatA. What is this game mode? I'm gonna find out, I guess. Oh, I guess this is where you spectate. That should probably be more clear. You know, whatever. Let's find out. So this, I actually do like what I've built over here. It's the towers from my creative world, but there's 4 of them. One for gold, lapis, emerald, and iron, it seems. You spawn in a little... Oh, I get it. I get it. Like, you can break the glass and you can break the soul sand, so you can make an area that... You know, I actually don't get it. So I guess you get a bow, you get 100 arrows. I deliberately counted that for some reason. 32 melon slices, and some glass blocks. And then the objective is to... Oh, but then there's the center, where there's even more goodies. So things like... chain leggings, and things like... What's going to be in this chest? Oh, it's a wooden sword. So the very best thing you could get in this map was a wooden sword, so you could do some melee damage. But otherwise, it was just down to, like, weird things and arrows and potions, I'm assuming. Yeah. So I actually, again, the fact that I don't remember this maybe says how bad it is. But I remember how, like, much I like the idea that, like, oh yeah, you can break the glass as, like, your melee method in this game. Because punching people just isn't going to be so effective. It does half a heart of damage in Minecraft that isn't Bedrock. So as you can see, like, being able to, like, you know, smash this and, like, make holes, and then knocking people into them, there was, like, some smarts about how you did that. Same over here, like, oh yeah, you can break this, and then kind of get across there. I really like the idea behind this one too. I mean, admittedly, I made it, and so I kind of just like that it's got some pretty bows, and it's got some nice towers, and because I didn't do it over super flat, you got this really cool terrain, so it looks like it's built somewhere. I remember I specifically searched for a seed to build this map on, because I was like, it's going to take me a while, I might as well do something cool. I like this. It's a really fun, little self-contained mini-game, but you know, I didn't just make mini-games. Obviously, that's what you're mostly seeing in this video. How were you meant to get to this chest? Did you have to stack up to it? Is it a secret? Do I get some great reward, or... Nope, you get 10 netherrack. I guess maybe only one of them has something worthwhile? Question mark? Nope, just 10 netherrack. I wonder what I was thinking. Also, why is there an anvil up there? Oh, so you can trick people. You could break it and it'd fall on someone's head, maybe? I can only assume. You know, I have a lot of questions about my own map designing skills. I'd like that to be known, that even I am confused by what is happening here. Also, no, it's the same. Oh, you get 2 bows. You get one with punch and one with power, so you get to pick between the two. Yeah, I really like this game mode. I think it's fun. But I didn't just make game modes, like I said. I made glass cubes, it seems. But I also made... So I don't know if I can find it, because I can't see anything that's labeled in a way that makes me think it would be the right thing. But I do remember I took an entire world and, you know, a super flat world, and because there was no commands or anything, I destroyed the entire world down to bedrock and then covered it in lava. You know, I was like, kind of like Ultra Hard Survival Scorched, actually. And it was a really dumb thing to do, knowing that, like, oh yeah, you probably, after conversion tools were made, you could have just converted it. But I spent like days. I even got like, you know, like fans to join. We did a whole thing together, just destroying this giant world and replacing it with lava. And it's sad to see that I literally can't find it. I did all this work that was pointless, and then I can't even find the pointless work. Isn't that a tragedy? Okay, I think I found a custom map that I was making. I remember I spent weeks making this thing. The idea was to have an entire wasteland that is just filled with dirt. It's like a self-contained island that exists over... Yes, it's here! My lava! The entire reason I did the lava thing, I wasn't just for the sake of having lava over nothingness. You know what? It's interesting. You can't have lava all over a world, but you could have fire at the spawn. So I deliberately did this, so there was no way to get down here without dying, as you can probably imagine. Although I didn't consider water. I guess I just didn't have water on this map, probably. Also, even the last save I had in this world still had lava pouring out, which is interesting. But yeah, you can tell that I placed all of this lava by hand. Also, you can tell how bad it's lagging the game, because it is all like flowing blocks. I wanted to cover the map in lava. I didn't care about how much, because lava kills you regardless of whether it's a source block or not. It doesn't look so pretty, but there is a certain like charm to seeing lava look like this, right? Or maybe I'm just defending my own bad practices. But yeah, my idea was like, okay, I'm gonna make a giant island. It's gonna be covered in just dirt, and you have to place a grass block yourself, and it slowly would expand over the entire island. As you can see, there's is this a frozen lake over here? Oh, it's in the shape of a heart. How nice. Oh god, the frame rate on this map, like Minecraft 360 is not built to handle this amount of stuff. But yeah, I had a lot of like really small, fun things that I had the idea of. Oh, there's a little... What was going on in here? I have so many questions about past me's design choices. I still think this is a great idea. I'd still love to do this one day, like have a giant self-contained island with lots of like Easter eggs and fun. Like just survival on an island that's in the sky above lava. It just seems like a lot of fun to me. And the whole idea of like, you gotta entirely grass it up, you know, restore the wasteland or whatever. I think that's a really fun idea personally. And maybe one day we can come back to it. But you know what, for now, I want to show you one last thing, and that's my first ever Minecraft map that I made. I made it in a video actually series called Making a Hunger Games Map, and that video series did so well. That's probably why I remember the map so well. It got millions of views, but let's show you the map itself. I have no idea what happened here, but instead of the Minecraft Xbox 360 logo, there's a picture of a redstone, of a lever going to a redstone rails, a torch, but it's in super low resolution. The OK button is the same thing. Minecraft 360 is very broken. Okay, this right here is my first ever Minecraft map from the intro of the video. Don't ask me why the sky is green. This world file seems to be bugged. Also, if we press the pause button, it's just grass blocks. I don't know why, but we'll not question that for now. And instead we'll focus on the fact that, yeah, this is a Hunger Games map that I made because I was like, oh yeah, it'd be fun to make a, you know, Hunger Games map, but instead of making one that's like meant to look natural, I want it to deliberately not be natural. I really like dungeoneering in RuneScape. I think it might have been at the time that I really liked it, but like, I really like the idea of like self-contained dungeon rooms that like piece together, almost like a dungeon crawler, I guess. I realize now that dungeoneering in RuneScape is just a dungeon crawler thing, but I was like, why don't we do that but inside Minecraft, where every room opens up to a certain number of other rooms, and it's kind of like a maze that you can slowly crawl through. There's a lot of like, you know, as you can see, when you go into this room from the center, there's a very clear way that you can go over here, or there's a little secret entrance over here, I think, or maybe you can just look through it. Is there meant to be a way through there? Also, if you can climb up and get onto this wall over here, you could climb over and get to this little secret area where there's another chest that looks like. Basically, the whole idea of the map was like, oh yeah, it's kind of like a maze that you're all collectively doing, and you might stumble across someone else in that maze, and you're gonna have to kill them, because otherwise they're gonna kill you. And yeah, you get different loot for the various things you do. I think, you know, there's probably an issue in that, and that like replayability probably sucks. Like, you know, once you know that there's a chest in here, I'm assuming there's a chest in here. There is. Oh, it's empty. Once you know there's a chest in there, you know not to go there again, apparently, because there's nothing for you when you get it. Once you know that, let's try and find another chest. Once you know that in this cactus room, there's got to be a chest somewhere, right? Is it over here? Huh? Is it up here? What is the point of this? Why is that? Huh, there's meant to be a way to get up here, clearly, and then you can go on. Then you can get yourself an iron sword of sharpness and knockback, although it looks like a wooden sword. I think I remember correctly. You were meant to jump on top of the cactuses to do this. So like, yeah, that's what it is. You got to jump on the cacti. No, that can't be it. How does this work? How are you meant to get up there? Do you? I have no idea how you're meant to get in there, but you are, and then you get an amazing sword once you do that. There's this obsidian room where there's a big tower. Like, I actually really like this. There's like a tower that overlooked the map, and so you could see everyone else, but in exchange you were like kind of in a weak position where you couldn't get anywhere. Also, there's a big jump. You could have taken some full damage. In exchange, you got some protection boots and a single raw pork chop, it looks like. Yeah, I made a Hunger Games map, and the idea was I wanted people to have a lot of fun, and I wanted like to have a different style of Hunger Games map. There's a few things I tried here that work. There's a lot of things I tried here that didn't work, but one of them that I still love to this day is, oh, it didn't work perfectly, but if you place a block of TNT surrounding all 9 sides, all 3 sides by all 6 sides, if you surround on all sides by stone, it will destroy all of that stone. Clearly not, since some TNT changes, but it makes this kind of like passageway you can make in a one-way fashion to get back to the starting room. There's a lot of like tiny little details about this, like trying to make a dungeon crawler for Minecraft, that obviously went terribly wrong, but there's a lot of them that I still really do like, that I still think are like great ideas. Okay, well, there's nothing in that chest. I wonder, did the chest like empty out for some reason, or did I really just not fill half the chests on this map? It seems like quite the oversight, doesn't it? But yeah, I had a lot of fun making this map and the various rooms, and most of them are, like they're just empty, weird, confusing rooms. Like, look at this one. It's a room where there's a pumpkin, and every time you launch it, you might get an egg, or if you're lucky, you might get. Wait, are we gonna find it? If you're lucky, you might get a chicken, or you're meant to be able to get a golden chest plate, but clearly you can't get that. There's this library room over here, which, as you can see, is like deliberately kind of a 2-story thing. There's so many little fun rooms to force encounters in scary, interesting ways. I remember like going through this was so nerve-wracking because you just wouldn't know if someone else was in there until you hit them and you found them, and it was a whole thing. I really think that this is like a fun style of map that maybe it'd be fun to do again in 2020. Not that I'm making Hunger Games maps at this point, but it's really cool to see some of the things that I made and be like, oh, that's cool. It's the same concept as today, like making maps for people to enjoy. It's just now we have much better access to distribution. Again, it's easy to think that like the marketplace exists as like, oh, it's a something cash grab, and I'm sure on Microsoft's ends that's what it is. But for me, it's a great way to distribute my maps. I mean, I can release this map for public download now if I really want to. I'm going to do that, but you won't be able to download it on 360. I mean, you can if you have Horizon Safe File modding and you can find the original file, but you won't be able to download it on an Xbox One or a Switch or a Series X or a PS5 or whatever, because to this day you still can't download custom files there, or at least most people don't have access to it. Yeah, so if I'm going to release this file, and it's going to be only for Windows 10, but unlike this, the next map that I'm working on after the Let's Play, which is releasing next month, another ultra-hard survival map, you will be able to play and download on any platform. That is something I think is so valuable and maybe underappreciated, the idea that, like anyone can download a thing. And I think, I was going to say like, it's a small price to pay. Money is a small price to pay for access to something, if that's the only choice. Oh, I love this room, by the way. It's entirely water-filled. Oh, wait, what's this over here? There's a clear secret that you can activate. Is there underwater redstone or something? I have lots of questions about why and what and how I made all the map rooms in this thing. But yeah, I'd love to, I think I'd have a lot of fun doing something like this again. Some form of dungeon, like, there's so many weird, confusing rooms, like a 9-chest room over here. I think I'd have a lot of fun expanding on and working on something like this in future, like a dungeon crawler style multiplayer game, or maybe even single player. But like, these are the influences, these are the things that I made. I hope you enjoyed seeing them, and I hope you realize after looking at this that I've always enjoyed making Minecraft maps for people to enjoy. I've not always been good at it, as you can definitely tell. Oh, look at this room. It's got a little... This is the rainbow room. Everything else is so dull and drab, I guess, that I decided to make a nice little rainbow room that also has some enchanting and some arrows, it seems. But yeah, I really enjoyed looking at my old maps. I hope you enjoyed this little blast from the past. And if you did, like the video and let me know. Or don't. Wait, what's this over here? NTD was here 20. Oh man, someone snuck into my map and threw a sign on there. And if you want to sneak onto it, there'll be a link in the description, unless I forgot, in which case there isn't a link in the description. Also, there's a bonus chest on this wall. How odd. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Good. There is a golden chest plate in here. Okay. Goodbye.